Before I get into this video, let me tell you why I love the DJI Nano's pendant. I like this thing because if my Nano is not attached to my chest, I can take the DJI Mic Mini or Mic 2 or whatever DJI mic and just attach it right there with no problem. I love it. Alright, let's get into it. So I did a YouTube search of the most important things to men over 50, and this is what Google has told me. Number 1, health checkups and screenings. I want to say that should be the top thing for men of any age, even before 50. Like when I got my first colonoscopy, it was before I was 50 years old. I take my health very seriously, although I be slacking off a little bit, and I have a lot of work to do. Not a whole bunch, but enough, okay? I see my doctor regularly. I get my screenings yearly, well, twice a year. Yeah, twice a year now. I used to get them 3 times a year when I was a security police officer, but now I get them twice a year for the National Guard and with my regular doctor. So I take care of that. I stay vaccinated, so I'm good at that. On that, I'm not an anti-vaxxer or anything like that. I've been taking vaccines all my life. I have not had any ill effects or anything like that. I hear a lot of people out there talking about, oh, I don't know what this is, what's in that, what's in this. But a lot of y'all out here drinking like crazy, smoking like crazy, sniffing like crazy, and injecting like crazy, but you're worried about a vaccine. Make it make sense to me, all right? Anyway, another thing on top of that, see your dentist regularly. A lot of people, when they think about health, they don't think about the dentist, and the dentist is very important. I have been seeing the same dentist for over 20 years. Matter of fact, I've been seeing this dentist since around 97. And I jokingly say that is the only woman I've never cheated on. Like, that is like the only time I've ever seen another dentist was when she referred me out to get 2 wisdom teeth taken out, or when I had to see National Guard or military dentists being deployed and stuff like that. Other than that, I stick with the same dentist. Healthy lifestyle. Again, that's another thing that should be on the top of every man's list at any age, but I do get it at the age 50, we start slowing down. But you gotta stay on top of that. That's eating, exercising regularly, eating a healthy diet, and staying hydrated. Now, today's world, I know it is extremely hard for some people to maintain a healthy diet with all these processed foods and all of this junk that's out there. However, we gotta understand that these foods out here that we have today are killing us, and we need to be mindful of what we intake. Everything in moderation, just everything in moderation. Mental health and social well-being. This, especially as we get older, is something that is seriously either overlooked or downplayed. My thing, like at this point in my life, is my peace of mind is everything. Everybody and everything else is secondary. Now, I will tell you, I do have my slip-ups when I just let things just get to me, but overall, my peace of mind is everything. You have to practice resiliency. You have to be mindful of your stressors, the things that are bothering you. You know, just keep the mindset garbage in, garbage out. You let that garbage in your brain, you're going to spew garbage out. It's going to break you down. So definitely just be mindful of your mental health and your social well-being, especially in this social media climate. their social media has become so toxic overall. It doesn't matter if it's politics, religion, relationships, doom scrolling. People are on social media as much as they're on their jobs, and it's like, how do you balance the two effectively? You know, look, I get it. If you don't have anything else to do with your life and social media is your thing, and I'm not talking about content creators or things like that. I'm talking about the people who have jobs outside of social media. Now, if you are building a social media presence and that's what you're working toward, cool. But if you are on social media just, I don't want to say passing the time by or wasting time, because you could be doing something more constructive if you're not being a content creator. If you're just on there just scrolling and whatever catches your eye, and you know, chill out with that. Just chill. Engage your brain. Do something that exercises your brain. Like, for me, instance, I play certain games on my phone, and they are brain challenging games. Like, I play Words with Friends a lot. I play puzzle games a lot. Strategy games a lot. Something to keep the brain going. Do something to keep your brain active. Don't sit there and I was just talking to somebody earlier, and not even earlier today, just period. I'd be talking to people. Why do you binge watch TV? Do you know what you can do while you're binge watching TV? Instead of just sitting there or laying there, get you a little treadmill, little small one that just sits in place. Get you a bike, and walk on the treadmill, or you know, something. Just get your body stretch. You can stretch. You know, while you watch the TV, just, you know, you gotta do those things. Sleep. Get enough sleep and be aware of changing patterns. Look, let me tell you something. I am look, sleep is my enemy, and I don't mean that in, I'm saying that facetiously, because I usually get maximum 5 to 6 hours a night on average, and that's horrible. I know that's horrible. I have sleep apnea, so I have a CPAP, so that is something that I definitely need to work on. Now, the thing about sleep, though, for some people, can't speak for all people. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert in the field. A lot of people say, oh, why you go to bed so late? Now, if you go to bed at a late time and then you sleep late, and you get in your hours and you get up and you well rested, I guess it doesn't matter what time you go to bed, but go to bed when you're tired. I know a lot of people will say, well, I can't just fall asleep, or I have a lot of things on my mind, or some people sleep with the TV on. Look, when I go to bed, everything got to be off. No TV, no music, no nothing, because I know when I go to sleep, my hearing gets more acute. But turn your brain off. What are you processing in your brain that's keeping you up at night? So when people tell me, oh, you got to stop staying up so late, you need to go to bed early, you got to get sleep, you got to get that, and it's like, don't tell me about sleep if you're laying down and you have 500 things on your brain and you can't fall asleep, and then you say, I don't know why I couldn't fall asleep. What were you thinking about? Oh, I was thinking about this, I was thinking about that. Like, why? Oh, because no. It's bedtime. Don't preach to me about sleep if you're not sleeping properly. Miss me with that. The next thing is limit harmful substances. I smoke cigars very, very infrequently. Like, I have an electric humidor over there. And one day, because I didn't keep the water in there, the distilled water in there, one day I had to throw away about 30 cigars because they were molded. That's how infrequently I smoke cigars. Be mindful of what you're putting in your body. You know, there are a lot of people out here that smoke weed, and they say, oh, it's from the earth. It's like, nah, that's treated. You know, be mindful of what you're putting in your body, because it's going to come back to haunt you one day. You may think that, you know, smoking a little weed or whatever is cool or it's not harmful or whatever, but you're putting this hot substance in your throat. It's going down in your lungs. It's in your nasal passage. Keep that in mind. Yeah, it might be from the earth, but it's like if your house was on fire and you were breathing the smoke. That's what I equate it to. So just keep that in mind. Cigarettes, we all know. Nicotine, cancer, tar. I forgot how many harmful chemicals, carcinogens, are in cigarettes. And some of y'all are out there smoking a pack or two or more a day. What is going on with your mental? What are you thinking about? What's troubling you? Find out what's troubling you so that you don't have to pick up those bad habits or overindulge. Alcohol is another thing. As we get older, look here. Back in my day, I used to drink with the best of them. Like I could drink a fifth or something like it wasn't nothing. But now, I still drink, but I don't drink. Like right now out there, I got a whole table full of alcohol that I look at every day, and I say I'm gonna pour all this out. Then I say to myself, but I spent money on it. But it's like I'm not drinking it. Like I literally have bottles out there that have been there for years. For years. Matter of fact, one second. I've had this bottle of Devil Spring vodka since around 2013. It's down here, but I'm not drinking this. For one, it's too damn strong. Let me tell you, this here, this one says 151 proof. The first time I ever drank this, it was 160 proof. But and the bottle says do not drink it straight. We used to take shots and this burnt going down. There was a dude on YouTube named Shoe Nice. He used to turn these upside down and drink them. And I'm like, yo, I could barely breathe with a shot. Those are the 5 things that I found on Google that are most important to men over 50. Not necessarily my top 5 things over 50, but that's what Google says. But anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.